This video is intended to describe a lightblade talisman named Majestic Levity, which actually, based on its clocking in at roughly 6 inches, is more like a lightblade wand that is technically wearable, as can be seen by this leather strap. So that being said, just at first glance, it's quite the ambitious project in a wearable format, obviously concerning light tech development. And joining me today will be my whimsical stick figure chakra map for visual reference stimulation guide Q, as well as pre-existing cuffs that have been tremendously upgraded, seen right here, of the same exact primary blade band of Majestic Levity, which of course were upgraded with the leftover components to make blade band circuits compatible to pre-existing cuffs that have been operational for a few months now. So they have now been included in this development to give a significant hardware crystalline upgrade to make them very compatible and also, of course, relevant enough to be notarized in this new video for Majestic Levity, the Lightblade Talisman, basically wand. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. The first thing I will notarize in this video will be the primary blade band scaffolding of this entire device. Starting off with the transmutation ratio as a good start to be a great contingency to discuss this as a foundation, consisting of hematite and smoky quartz in conjunction, seen like so, in perfect ignition sequence balance, going up here to this lateral band, recirculating right here. So this entire containment right here, laterally and vertically, of course, were designed to be the transmutation ratio. So the current runs through this particular grounding, dispersing transmutation filter. And hematite is a very powerful iron-based grounder of all stray energies through the root chakra into the earth stars, into the earth meridian matrix for reprocessing, which will be very darn useful for such a ridiculously high vibratory yield in technically a talisman. In conjunction with smoky quartz, seen right here, which carries the same energetic pathway stimulation as hematite to take all excess energy grounded through the root, grounded to the earth stars into the earth meridian matrix free process, which is of course a great energetic dialysis to consistently ground all excess energy into the earth for reprocessing, which is what could be considered transmutation of energy. So that aspect also plays a critical role as a contingency to ground all this excess energy out as much as possible in a contained circuit. And before I discuss the primary blade band, which will be quite significant, I'll discuss this auxiliary apex band where the necklace actually is seen. Starting off with hematite once again to be another strong grounding of the energy to, of course, bring tangibility and make this magic real as possible, so it's not just an extremely high vibratory yield device without a grounded contact patch to arc this excessively high vibratory yield. So the hematite plays a critical role in conjunction with golden healer quartz. Golden healer quartz is a quintessential high heart source Christ frequency central sun alignment that, when it comes to metaphysical terms and crystalline outputs, I find quite irreplaceable in its obvious ramifications of beneficence, that being a direct resonant frequency to the source of creation, which puts the source in sorcery, if you would. So that ignites with the grounding to ground the source energy into tangibility range as much as possible, igniting like so all the way to here. Then there's one rather opulent lateral band sequence seen right here next to the apophyllite pyramid, which I will discuss in proper due time. I'm going to stay focused obviously on the blade band scaffolding with the ruby, the quintessential red ray stone of royal opulence, clear quartz to be a neutral subcapacitation between the blue sapphire seen right there, another stone of royalty and notarization of the 5th and 6th chakra, as well as clear quartz then into emerald. Then clear quartz, then into ruby, emerald, the quintessential green ray stone of opulence and abundance. So that, of course, would just be an auxiliary lateral band at the very top apex to cycle and filter the energy through this particular opulent, majestic structure, which is, of course, aspects of your majesty was royal utilization, which is seen right here. Now, for the primary event of the primary blade band. It's quite the ambitious combination that's very exotic and very high yield and rather opulent and very prestigious, if I would say, it comes to particular vibratory ignition sequences. So starting off right here is the lovely chaurite a fabulous purple ray wind elemental stone of great versatility in practical utilization for dharmic acceleration. Chaurite, obviously being a violet ray stone, has a very strong crown chakra stimulation to be expected. Then the aspects of the white calcite in the matrix also bring a full clearing of the field in tandem with the chaurite by itself. Then the inclusions of black dendric, seen right there, is a very strong grounding element, which actually brings the energy very strong through the crown chakra activation and soul star, and actually firmly anchors it through the earth star, the chakra beneath the feet contact patch to Mother Earth. This is why I consider this a quintessential dharmic accelerant based on the stimulation of actually completing the contact patch of high crown stimulation and grounding into the earth is actually what, of course, makes magic real. And that aspect right there is well represented in the chaurite by itself. So chaurite is an absolutely fantastic violet ray dharmic accelerant to keep one firmly aligned and planted and grounded on their path of highest dharmic connection, which is very amazing in crystalline resonance. Then to subcapacitate that intensive energy is golden rutilated quartz. Its rutile is a titanium strands inside clear quartz to make a super acceleration of clear quartz. Like mentioned before, clear quartz makes a great neutral subcapacitator or accelerant of energy. When you have the rutile in there, it's much like a supercharger or a turbocharger to dramatically intensify the ignition sequence. So that brings a lot of high yield intensification to the entire output as a subcapacitation agent. And next in line is the lovely legendary Libyan gold tektite or Libyan gold desert sandglass, because modern scientific studies, the jury's still out on its true origin, yet it's a very powerful celestial space energy, so to speak, that was utilized by the pharaohs of old to be carved into scarab beetles for the finery of their breastplates for a very good reason. And it comes from a very remote section of Libyan desert that is about 124 miles a square, nothing, complete desert. So the effort went into acquiring this crystal was definitely worth it to the pharaoh caste of the time period of the dynasties of Egypt. So that has great notoriety. That's a great mythical story and all. Of course, it has strong utilization by high-tier Magi God King pharaohs would actually use this for their centerpiece to the power breastplate, which is very cool by itself. And there's probably a pretty good reason for that based on this modern application interpretation. So the aspect of Libyan gold tektite is a virtually unparalleled stimulant of the sacrum and solar plexus, the quintessential fire energies of the physical body. Then it has also a storm overtone. So the aspect of its celestial nature makes for a very powerful, once again, fire stimulation and extreme manifestation acceleration to the solar plexus chakra, as well as the entire light body. The golden ray of illumination Libyan gold tektite is virtually unsurpassed in the mineral kingdom from extreme full light stimulation of the light body, which is very nice. And what I could consider to be a tremendous dharmic accelerant in that purpose too, to align one's will with their true self of divine will in conjunction with the conscious self. And is very illuminating, very joyful inducing, almost manic in its vibratory production, particularly in a ignition circuit, but it's very vibrant and very light and very fun, and is definitely can chase any kind of clouds away from the energy field, if you would. Then going into rutilated quartz to accelerate tremendously into chaurite, then rutilated quartz, then Libyan gold tektite, then so on, completing the circuit to the transmutation blade band, to, God willing, take this excessively high overture of the pitch right here and ground it through this circuit before it hits the apex band. That's the big aspect of why the transmutation band is of extreme essence in such a high vibratory celestial nature yield. Because in theory, too, the combination of having a high wind frequency stimulant with fire is, of course, wind fuels fire, so that could be a tremendous intensification of the two together, which is quite a bit to say. And so, back to these cuffs before I move on to the dissertation of the talisman wand, technically, I guess, would be the blade band installation scene right here. So just like mentioned right here is a combination of chaurite, rutilated quartz, and Libyan gold tektite seen on both these pre-existing cuffs. Like I mentioned earlier, these cuffs have been in operational status for a good couple months now, and this was a significant move to do a tremendous upgrade tangibility range to this set right here. So this trio is now obviously generating very powerful vibrational compound interest, very appropriate for this very ambitious, powerful, technically wearable lightblade wand. It's more of the term I guess I should use for dissertation's sake. So, in theory, before I discuss the notarization of the rest of this, why this is actually relevant and to be brought up